Richard Brooks. When most people hear this name, they think of his screenplay, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. I think of him as the film director of the film In Cold Blood. Remember the first time I watched this thing? 3 days later I was having lunch with a friend, and halfway through the lunch she turned to me and said, "You're really not here, are you? What are you thinking about?" And I told her I'd seen this incredible film, disturbing film called In Cold Blood, and that I just couldn't get it out of my head. It was that powerful. It's one of the few films in my experience that actually stuck with me, not just for a day, but for weeks. And that's how powerful that film was. It really was. Based on the book by Truman Capote, In Cold Blood was filmed in 1967, and it starred Robert Blake and Scott Wilson, and was based on the true-life murderers Perry Smith and Richard Hickok. Now, back in 1967, majority of the films that were coming out were, of course, color. And Richard Brooks was not a newcomer to Hollywood, and he did have a very large studio backing him with his film. But he chose to shoot this thing in black and white. And that's what is amazing, because it really works. It works in black and white. I would never want to see this thing colorized. The black and white adds more drama, adds more intensity, and it makes the film much more disturbing. One of the most incredible scenes in this film has got to be, and it's one of the most incredible cinema shots that I've ever seen in my entire life, and that's the scene where Robert Blake is on death row. He's in his cell. Now, you get a picture of this. He is sitting there next to the window. It's raining outside, and he's talking about how tough his child life was and how hard it made him as an adult. And while he's talking, the rain that is on the actual window outside of his cell is actually casting a shadow on his face. And it looks like tears are coming down, but they're not real tears. They're shadow tears, which just, it means so much in so many different levels for that one particular scene. And I just love it, and I always think about that. Because you see, as film directors, we're definitely creatures like cats, waiting for the moment, waiting for that one moment, that one scene where everything is perfect. The shot's right. The actor gets it right. The lighting is correct. Everything is perfect. That one shot. We're cats looking for that one moment. And Richard Brooks got that one moment. And, you know, all us other directors have nothing to do but be envious. It was just an incredible shot. When I filmed my second film, The Killing Lines, I really, really liked the way that Richard Brooks had used shadows in the film In Cold Blood. So I decided to shoot The Killing Lines in black and white, and I really played around with a lot of shadows. And if you watch it, you'll see at one point actor Brandon Santiago does this with his head at the beginning of it. And if you look at the shadow in the background, you see that it actually has like an evil eye, which we meant to do. It gave a shadow of an evil eye. And incidentally, we actually had that at the beginning of the film and at the end of the film. And it was a way to say that, you know, we've come full circle and evil is still evil. But yeah, I played a lot with the shadows in that. And that's basically comes from the influence that Richard Brooks had on me. In 1968, In Cold Blood was nominated for 4 Oscars, including Best Director. And honestly, out of everything that Richard Brooks had done in his life, I feel that this was the best that he's ever done. He passed away in 1992, but his memory will always live on with this fantastic film titled In Cold Blood. I'm J.L. BOTELHO, and thank you for